All right, we're we're here. We're finally here with blurry cams and such because at least it's this time it's not my fault. Welcome everybody. My name is Samala. With me here today is the usual suspects: Trevor the Miracle, Northern Savant, and Gradigi. Smile and wave.
Now you get to see all of us in 1080p, but that behind all that, it's like 160p. So
Yeah.
enjoy.
Exactly.
I'm 1080. North is 1080. Trevor's somewhere on 480 maybe, and Joe is lost in the 90s.
Yeah, I can.
I don't know
count
why am I 1080? Because like I'm using my phone's internet because I cut off my internet like way too early. So because
Yeah.
I'm moving.
Yeah, I
But
don't know, like you.
Oh, you're using your phone as a hotspot?
Yeah.
This is honestly like I feel terrible about this episode already. At least I'm not stressing because I literally can't do anything. I tried every fucking server almost. Tried Japan, I tried Russia, I tried Europe, tried US East, US Central. Nothing fucking works. It has to be a Discord and problem. Because I certainly do have the download and the upload for all of this. I mean, I'm rocking 400 down and 100 up. Like, nobody can tell me that this shit don't work.
That'll work.
Yeah, I want Todd Howard to stand next by me right now and just tell everyone, it just works. And then I could slap Todd and say, no, it doesn't. Fuck you, Todd. But actually, guys, we have to have a moment of silence before we really get into it. It has been 573 days since the announcement. We still cannot play Diablo Immortal. Been a while.
I haven't like thought about that game since they announced it.
It periodically pops into my head because I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess. Yeah, we there has been literally no news about Diablo Immortal since they announced it back in 2018. It's kind of astonishing that a mobile game is not out yet. After being shown such a long time ago. I honestly don't know how that's possible. And that actually it does transition very well into next thing. Is Blizzard related? Not a big thing in any means, but is boom. BlizzCon 2020 has been officially cancelled due to the coronavirus. And basically, I'm actually like, without any hints of sarcasm or anything, I think this is probably, if there was a year Blizzard did not have BlizzCon, this is a great year to not have BlizzCon. I'm serious. What would they show? Overwatch 2 has already been shown. There's not going to be anything Diablo 4 related. The next WoW expansion comes out, early next year? So what else could they do? Like, they're not working on anything.
They're still making expansions to WoW?
Why would they stop if it generates money?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but what are they gonna, how? What are they gonna do? Have, space aliens raid the whole planet?
Orcs are space aliens, dude.
Hey,
Follow
man.
the lore. Orcs and Draenei are space aliens.
If you would have fucking watched the cinematic that was shown last year, you would know that the Lich King got murdered by Sylvanas or whatever the fuck her name is, and then she gained new powers.
Yeah,
bro, do you even nerd?
Do you?
Thoroughly disappointed at you, North.
Yeah, they ran out of places to go, so now they're actually just going to the afterlife. So
Yeah.
But on like an honest question, this is more directed to Joe. How long do you
Okay.
think WoW has? How many years do you think WoW has left?
Oh gosh. They're getting to the point where like they're honestly running out of people that they can fight without making up new BS. I mean honestly, I thought that the last expansion boss would be the last boss and then they made another one. So I if I were to guess, they've got to run out in like maybe after this one, I'd say that they maybe have 2 expansions left on content because they're running out of bad guys. Like they are scraping the corners and trying to get everything out of that barrel. And they're just running out of stuff without making things up or like some kind of time reboot where they just do things over again, which they could do because they've done quite a bit of time travel in WoW. Without just like a reboot, I'd say that they'll probably run out of content in a couple of expansions.
Yeah, because the
like,
series has been running for a long ass time at this point.
Yeah, because the canon starts at the beginning of Warcraft 1 in like 94 or whatever year the first one came out of. So, I mean, they've been basically building on a story for 26 years. There's really not a whole lot of things that can say that.
I'm also like thinking of the technical aspects of World of Warcraft because the game itself is a lot old at this point, and they can't really. I don't know how much like new tech they can put in the game because you run the risk of some of your player base just not being able to play the game anymore. So they have to keep the infrastructure pretty much the same. So at what point do they just like cut it and start over with like WoW 2 or some shit?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think if they were to make a WoW 2, it would just have to be a totally different game. Because the way that they do their expansions, I don't know that there would be a reason to have like a sequel because basically every expansion is a sort of sequel.
Yeah.
Wow, remake. How about that?
That's
Wow,
what they definitely could do like a remake thing. I could see them doing that.
I was gonna say maybe WoW 2 is what they would announce at BlizzCon this year.
Damn.
There you go.
There we have it. Unfortunately, we can't see that now.
Yeah. Do you think they'll try to do any digital conferences or anything like that?
So I think they said in their just to save like everyone some time. I read this and I don't remember, but I think they are not going to. Unless they said something in the lines of go away. That's the article, or not article, it's like Blizzard's own fucking statement. That's really not an article. I mean, there might be something in here like that just states that they're looking at other avenues like everybody else, but I mean, I believe they're not gonna host anything major at least. Like, why would they, essentially? Like, why would they take the risk of doing that? And especially, like, I hold by what I said. If there's a year to not have BlizzCon, this is the perfect year to not have BlizzCon.
Yeah, at least you can't have like a PR nightmare if you don't make any statement.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, they can't shoot themselves in the foot if they don't have a gun.
Yeah, and I mean,
but
like I think North has a good point because the last 2 years have not been good from a PR standpoint. I mean, 2018 was like an absolute fucking disaster, and I mean they saved face a little bit on last year's thing, but I mean, I think from like a very like, I don't know, unorthodox kind of way of looking at this, take a year off, let people like forget about all the shit, come out 2021 rocking, and you buy all that goodwill back with like a couple of announcements, show some gameplay of Diablo 4, have maybe a new game in development or whatever. Also, I just want to announce to everyone, we're not blurry anymore.
Yay!
Don't move, Joe. Don't fucking move.
Never. I think it's kind of a good thing that there's not going to be a ton of game announcements this year. I think it'll give. Yeah, it already went back blurry. I noticed that.
Well, I'm laughing at another thing. What you just said. I'm just go ahead. Go ahead. I'll.
But I feel like that's probably good for some of their mental health, because I'm sure that like they have to scramble and scramble and scramble for certain things to make sure that they have everything done and ready for this, their biggest press conference of the year. I'm sure that there's a lot of people that are super thankful that they're not having to basically crunch down and get all this stuff for, like you said, I mean, at this point they would be trying to get whatever information they can because they don't really have anything. They don't have anything new and exciting. So it might, yeah, I think and there's probably several other game companies that could probably use a year off from having to force themselves into a big announcement just because E3 exists.
I 100% agree. But the thing I was laughing at, we're not gonna have a bunch of announcements this year. I know where you're coming from. It's a new console generation and stuff like so. There's probably not gonna be a normal year with announcements. Yet the rumor right now is that Sony is gonna show something like 38 fucking games next week.
Are you serious? Holy crap! I didn't know the state of play was gonna be that huge.
So it's
rumors.
Yeah, it's like it is rumors by, and this is the thing that me and Trevor were talking about. It's somebody on the inside who says that it's gonna happen, and I have no faith in it. But there seems to be like huge indications that there's going to be a state of play on June 3rd with game announcements for the PS5. Not necessarily too much about the PS5 itself, but games. And if it's truly that high, the number, I mean, 38 games is, too much in my mind. I think all of those titles cannot be new IPs or even like sequels. I think a lot of those are going to be either remasters or remakes or, not ports really, but something other than like new shit.
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation Magazine UK just put out a list of games that were confirmed for the PS5 today. That is some please do link it in chat so I can open it. The word confirmed is a really heavy word to use, especially if it comes from PlayStation Magazine and not Sony Interactive Entertainment themselves. I'm not calling bullshit though.
The new Warcraft DLC is gonna be $40, but the highest edition, which is called Epic Edition, is gonna be $75. Woo! That's a hefty price for a DLC.
Yeah, I mean,
well, DLC or expansion, I think. Yeah. I mean, honestly, with the amount of time your average Warcraft player gets out of a Warcraft expansion, $75 is probably still a deal.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about, personally, my shaman has over like 110 days of time on just the one character. So 110 times 24. So, 25, let's say 2,500 hours. $75, it's not that much whenever you consider that.
Yeah, but you already pay to play.
Right, yeah, no.
Every month. Yeah. And then you have to pay, another $75 for expansion?
No, I agree. I think the expansion should be free. I don't think you should have to pay for content if you have to play monthly. I think that's silly.
Yeah, well, a lot of games do that. Like, Final Fantasy 14, for instance.
Oh yeah, no, I know it's like the MMO standard. I just wish it wasn't.
But at least they should give like on the base edition, give that 30 days like playtime. I think that's fair. But no,
I think they do. Whenever you buy an expansion, I think they do come with 30 days.
it's not only with the Epic edition.
Oh, it's only with the Epic edition?
Yep.
That's crazy. I think they changed that. I think whenever I was still actively buying every X pack, it used to come with 30 days every X pack.
Yeah.
So I got the thing for the PS5 games. Now I want to first. This is nothing against Pedley who linked this to me. This is not an article. It's an image, and I immediately believe it way less because it is an image. This is the image. So we
I
have.
never read it.
Oh yeah, like please don't take this the wrong way, Pedley. This is nothing against you, nothing at all. But when people start to say things like confirmed and whatever, then I usually step back and be like, okay, what's your source? Is it PlayStation Magazine UK, or is it a image taken from Reddit? Anybody can make this image. That's my point. But yeah, like Battlefield 6, yeah, okay, those are like softballs, I guess. Madden 21, nobody expected that, right? Valhalla been already confirmed. NHL 21, of course, it's coming out. Then there's stuff that I have no fucking idea what this is. Signy, All Guns Blazing, never heard of that. Chorus, never heard of that. Microman, never heard of that. Gothic Remake, okay. A Rat's Quest, The Way Back Home, never heard of that. Moonray, never heard of that. And then a thing I can't pronounce. NTHO Infinity Reborn. Never heard of that.
I'm assuming it's nth to the 0th power. I mean, that's.
I don't know.
Not sure what that is.
Dirt 5, I think, is already confirmed. Dragon Age 4 is all but confirmed. Path of Exile 2, I don't believe in. No, wait, I do believe it's been confirmed. But yeah, I don't know if they have a release date, but they don't even call it Path of Exile 2, I believe. It's something else. Dying Light 2 needs a release date, but it's been confirmed. FIFA 21, yeah. Psy Hotel, I've not heard of. Quantum Error, I've not heard of. Godfall is coming out. It's pretty much the only exclusive right now on PS5.
I think Pedley's right. It's fake because Skyrim's not on there.
Oh shit, yeah. Rainbow Six Quarantine, Rainbow Six Siege, Gods and Monsters. I thought that was shelved, but might not be. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of these games are like obvious ones, like the sports ones, and then of course the ones that are already announced. Every single game that I have never heard of might be real or not. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
No idea. No idea. But yeah, apparently maybe June 3rd is going to be the next state of play. Who knows? They had a state of play today that I watched. It was a big day today. I was simultaneously happening almost was the Drop Frames podcast, which I watched, and then I watched the NASA SpaceX supposed rocket launch that they canceled like 17 minutes before liftoff, which was a huge fucking bummer. Also, I actually just remembered this is that side of the show screen is fucked because I didn't do it. Whatever.
You know what I was hoping was that the whole NASA thing, was it on Twitch?
I watched it on YouTube.
I thought you were watching on Twitch. I was gonna say I didn't look at it at all, but if it was on Twitch, I was gonna say I was hoping it was a big ruse just for like Kerbal Space Program 2 or something.
Yeah, they on like a random note, I really liked that stream. It was several hours long, and what I really enjoyed is that they had like a huge fucking production behind it. And there were like actual people who work for SpaceX and NASA like explaining shit to the douchebags and idiots like me. to like understand what the fuck's going on. I really, really enjoyed that. I fucking love space stuff. And me calling it space stuff probably like sounds super cringy for anybody who understands any of that stuff. But I don't understand any of that stuff. I'm like, yes, put humans into space. That's science. Let's go. Unfortunately, they canceled the liftoff due to weather. Yeah, Kerbal Space Program 2 got I mean, I don't want to say delayed because it didn't have a release date, but due to the coronavirus, they said that they faced some problems that they did not anticipate, so the essentially it got delayed. Yeah, just go with that.
Everything gets delayed.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. Another rumor that I saw today was that there's gonna be some Resident Evil news on June 10th. Hopefully that would be a RE8 announcement. That would be super cool.
RE4 remake.
Really?
Right now.
I mean, there is the rumor that it's in development already. I think I mentioned it on the last podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want them to, if it was RE8, would you want them to be like, kind of go back to, you know, RE2, RE3 days, or do you want them to keep up with the RE7?
Keep it up with RE7. Make it
Yeah,
first
I
person
agree.
and make it horror. Not some action bullshit. Horror.
Action.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
I think pretty much every RE fan would agree with you to keep it first person and horror rather than, even though they started out third person. I think if people had to choose between them, they would rather it be like 7 rather than 4 or 3.
I actually don't. I have no idea. I haven't gauged on any RE community and what they think of that thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could see people being like I love the new style and whatnot, but I could also see a lot of people being like, they need to go back to the old ways.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
just think I think more people are more concerned about it being horror than they are third person. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe not.
okay, so like for me, it's number 1, keep it horror. Number 2, keep it first person. If I need to sacrifice one of those, sacrifice the first person. Keep it motherfucking horror.
Yeah.
There was also some fake outrage yesterday about Silent Hill and Dead by Daylight crossover. About the Silent Hill and Dead by Daylight crossover. So they are in the next Dead by Daylight expansion, they're gonna introduce Pyramid Head, which is the most iconic enemy from Silent Hill and arguably one of the most iconic villains in all of video games ever made. And they're gonna introduce so Pyramid Head's gonna be one of the monsters, and Heather Mason is gonna be the survivor, and they are going to put a new map, which is the school from Silent Hill 1. Now, the fake outrage was because they announced it first of all with that they're gonna add Cheryl Mason in the game, which is a huge spoiler for Silent Hill 3. She's named Heather in the game, and it is literally at the end of the game where it's when she becomes Cyril. Or was it Sybil, or what the fuck? I read these things like today, but the point is that she's Harry Mason's daughter, Harry Mason being the protagonist in the first game. And in Silent Hill 3, Heather is reborn as 2 people at the same time. She becomes Sybil Mason. Cheryl Mason. I don't fucking remember. I mean, yeah, spoilers for like a 20-year-old game, but whatever. But and that's why I call this fake outrage. And yeah, it can be a big fuck up, but again, like Silent Hill 3 is not a new game. It is, they are literally spoiling the end of the game, but I mean, not literally, but it's they could have just named her Heather, which is what people know her from essentially.
Yeah.
The other part of the fake outrage is that the game has Pyramid Head, but not James Sunderland, which is the protagonist from the second game. Pyramid Head is literally a manifestation of James's mind and is deeply connected. Like, those two are deeply connected to each other, and Pyramid Head has nothing to do with any other Silent Hill game, like in canon speak. So the fake outrage being that if you're gonna put Pyramid Head in the game, you have to put James in the game.
That's dumb. That's like being like with any other than the original characters, but any other character that had this like a cameo, being like, well, you have to have the whole cast in there. Like, you can't have Michael Myers without fucking Jamie Lee Curtis or whatever the hell her name is. Like,
yeah, that's why I call it fake outrage, because I mean I was reading on it, and it was sold to me by another guy as the community is mad about this, and I'm like, really? And then I go to like the Twitter things and the Reddit things, and people are just generally happy about this. Like, fuck yeah, Pyramid Head's in the game. Like, fuck yeah, we want this shit. Fuck yeah, we want the school from the first game. It's one of the most iconic levels in the game. And I mean, okay, like pretty much nobody's really hyped about Heather being in the game, but because you could pick Harry or James, they are more recognizable. But it's fucking Pyramid in the game. Fucking Pyramid Head.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I mean, Pyramid Head's already being in that game is already breaking the canon. Why can't you just go the extra step and say he exists without James?
Yeah, I don't know.
I can kind of understand the Heather thing, but like you said, it's 20 years. If you haven't played that game yet, you probably should have already. It's not the world's fault you're 20 years slow.
Yeah, I mean, and I can, on some level, I can agree with the Heather thing, because you go through the entire game as her being Heather, and then in the twist at the end, it's like she's reborn into another character, and it has like huge deals with like ties into the first game and whatever, like what happened in the first game and such. So why not just call her Heather? I don't know. It seems more like an oversight.
Pyramid Head.
Yeah, who cares? It's fucking Pyramid Head.
I guess maybe they're assuming if you know who Heather is, you beat the game. Maybe that's the assumption they're working off of.
Yeah,
which is wrong.
Like, see what is kind of like weird is like if you go to the Silent Hill wiki, which is like, I mean, it's the wiki for the fucking game series. So even here, if you go to Silent Hill 3, it says, it literally starts off with saying that you're playing Heather Mason, which is a teenage girl in the baby that Harry Mason adopted. And then when you scroll down, if you read the whole synopsis of the thing, there's probably something that, well, yeah, it's in different endings she becomes Cheryl, which, yeah, that's what, it's not Sybil. Sybil was the cop in the first game. Yeah, I don't know. I think it seems like an oversight more than like a fuck up. Oh no. It's odd.
Yeah. People will forget about it.
Oh yeah.
that's definitely one of the things that people will just forget about. They'll patch it out of the game, they'll change the trailer on YouTube or whatever, and people will just forget about it. It'll be fine.
Yeah. And honestly, I think that they call her Cheryl because in games after Silent Hill 3, she is referred to as Cheryl. But she wears the outfit and the costume that she wears in Silent Hill 3. So I think that people are seeing that they're referencing Silent Hill 3, and that's what the fake outrage is about. Who the fuck knows? The game fucking is gonna have Pyramid Head, so
That's sick.
yeah, I think honestly, like, I think Pyramid Head is one of the most iconic video game villains ever.
I didn't even realize that he was only in 2. I figured he was in every one of those things because he's so heavily associated with Silent Hill. I just assumed he was in all of them. I had no idea he was just in the second one.
To be completely honest, I don't know if Pyramid Head appears in any other games. I have not played them all, nor have I watched them all. He appears first in Silent Hill 2, and he's deeply, deeply, deeply associated with James Sunderland, the protagonist of the game. I do recommend playing Silent Hill 2, or watch a fucking story synopsis on YouTube or whatever, because that game is fucked up.
Yeah, I know that at least the first 3, I know people really, really enjoyed. I don't know about the fourth one.
The first and second game are the ones that I know the most. Both are very fucked up, but I think that the second one is more fucked up because it is way, way more relatable to real life than the first game. And I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not gonna. But it goes to a very, very dark place.
Yeah, I'll have to watch some videos on those because I know that they do have a good story. I actually thought the first movie wasn't too bad.
It's been
watched it a few times.
Been fucking years since I've seen. I have a faint memory that the first movie is like sorta a retelling of the first game, but then it kind of strays from it at some point. It has kind of the same characters that the first game has, and they try to tell the story with the first game.
And it has Pyramid Head in it, but no James.
Okay.
I wonder if people were mad back then.
Probably not.
Probably not. You're probably right.
Yeah.
No one gave a shit back then.
Yeah, exactly. Outrage culture did not exist back then. It like Silent Hill the movie managed to skate by without massive criticism because nobody gave a shit. Make that stuff today and people will fucking jump on the barricades and scream that this movie is shit, and they're gonna go out to the streets and protest that motherfucker.
For sure. For sure. It'll cause riots today.
Yeah, it'll cause riots. I'm laughing because I'm not gonna talk about those things, but I've been watching the news from Minnesota recently and the news from yesterday and whatever, and those riots are a little bit different than the riots about a video game. It would be funny if people would actually riot for a video game.
Give it time.
Yeah.
Apparently, Diablo Immortal will start beta testing in mid-2020.
Wow, North, doing the fucking
Mid-2020
research here.
Yeah.
Mid-2020 is
I
about
wanted
2
to
weeks
find out-
away, boys.
Yeah, because I went to the website and it said that the pre-registration is still open, and I noticed they have a beta thing there. And apparently, they're gonna have beta testing in mid-2020.
A beta for a mobile game. A beta for a mobile game. Let that sink in.
Everything needs tested. Come on.
Yeah, because they don't have QA testers. They don't want to pay for them.
That's
Does
it.
Blizzard
They
have
do.
Does Blizzard have a mobile game out yet? Like any mobile games?
No, I don't think so. They did
No,
say
I
though
don't think so.
when Immortal was announced, not on stage but in interviews, some big chief of Blizzard said that they have virtually a mobile game in development for all their IPs. And that
So
obviously
they want to make sure that it's gonna be a hit regardless how bad the first impression was.
North,
So
don't worry
just take
about the
their
game.
time.
Don't worry about the game. It is made for the Chinese market. It will be a hit. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Metro Exodus dropped the Nuvo for like the two people that care. I mean, yeah, Metro Exodus did drop the Nuvo, and Doom Eternal dropped the Nuvo too. After massive backlash, yes.
That's awesome. I haven't launched my Bethesda launcher since that was announced because I didn't want it to update.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much the only right way to deal with it.
Yeah.
But yo, let's talk about some games. I know Joe and North and me, we've all played this. After 9 years, Terraria is finally done. Dunzo, forever and ever. 1.4. The Journey's End update 1.4 came out, and is good. Is good Terraria fun.
Yeah, I like it. I like the update. They've added in some new items and stuff, and the creative mode is actually pretty neat too.
What difficulty are you playing on?
In my creative mode, I'm just playing it on journey mode. But I'll probably do master on the next regular world I make.
Get ready to get fucked hard.
It is stupid hard. It's stupid hard.
I changed my my difficulty on my journey mode up to master for like one blood moon. I died so many times it turned my home base into a graveyard.
Oh, nice.
Because that's a new feature if you guys haven't seen it yet. If there's enough gravestones, there's actually a micro.
We play master. We have died so many times.
Well, I
many times.
I look forward to playing master.
It's ridiculous because when you start the game, like I honestly believe that the beginning of the game is by far the hardest. I mean, I'm not counting like Moonlord and whatnots, and like the bosses are pretty tanky and they do a lot of damage. But when you start the game, the little colorful blobs that hop around, those motherfuckers, they need like 15 swings with your fucking copper short sword. And they're everywhere. And
Wow.
I mean, we died so fucking many times at the beginning. It's like an uphill battle to like get to the point where you have enough gear and like accessories that you can move around quickly so you don't just constantly fucking die. It was honestly a little daunting.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. I gotta say that, because so far I haven't found that many items that I haven't seen before. But then again, we're not even at Wall of Flesh yet. So, but still, there's like only a handful of items, and they said they added like over 1,000 items to the game, but not that many.
And honestly, I think a lot of those items are cosmetic kind of deals.
Yeah, vanity items. Yeah.
And I'm not even meaning vanity. I'm meaning like stuff to build with. And because neither North and me are creative people, we use wood and stone for everything. And our base looks like a 3-year-old child made it, but it functions, and that's what I want.
It works.
Yeah, it just works.
On my base, I started digging like this giant tunnel that's probably 20 blocks across, and then I just took stairs and I'm zigzagging them back and forth and putting rooms each time it hits the walls. It's a really fun build. I'm enjoying it.
Damn.
Like, I will give you an example how bad I'm at like creative stuff. When Tom suggested that we should make the base above the ground, like floating, so the zombies don't get there, my mind was like, what the fuck? Then the zombies won't get in. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We just put big ass walls up, and so that they couldn't get into our hole, and then that whenever the NPCs move into town, they just die, and then they'll just respawn in their room. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, the old trick of putting your base like so that the base floats. We started doing that years ago because after Wall of Flesh, the corruption spreads automatically, and if your base floats, the corruption will never hit it. That is literally the reason why I do it every run. I also, like, years and years and years ago, we took massive precautions to like shield us from the corruption with my buddies. So we literally boxed in the base in like wood. We dug down and dug under and dug up and put it like it was 4 blocks wide and just filled it with wood, because back then in some patch the corruption did not spread through wood, and 4 blocks was the like the maximum, the minimum that you could do that doesn't spread over it. And then we walled off the entirety of the corruption itself, where the biome is. Like, I spent fucking hours upon hours digging through that shit and then filling it with wood. And then after the fucking thing, when you kill Wall of Flesh, yeah, sure, it helps. But there's random spots of corruption at random places in the map, so it spreads anyway.
Oh. That's rough.
I also walled off the hollow spreads too. Like that, we had to do that quote unquote quickly because before it spreads. And Jesus, that like the hours spent just doing like stupid shit like that. I never want to do that again.
Yeah, I don't. That would take hours on hours to box in the corruption. I'm playing on a large world, so my corruption is huge. I could not imagine like putting all that wood around.
We also played on a large map.
Oh, why? Why do you hate yourself, Tom?
Oh no, we had like 3 people doing it, but it took fucking hours.
Dedication.
Tom was like, should we go like small map? And I was like, nah, dog, we're gonna go big.
Yeah, North wanted to go big, and I'm like, oh, fuck, let's do it then. I'm gonna put North to do all that. I didn't know that there's teleporters in the game now, like by default, the crystals. Like the old way was to literally build the teleporter. Like you wire it up to the biomes you want it to. So
wait, what is it now?
You buy teleporters from the NPCs.
You don't have to run the cable for teleporters anymore?
No.
Though? Oh my gosh, that's amazing. The last time I played, you still had to wire them up.
Yeah. So you buy like the NPC system is completely redone, which I fucking love. They prefer different biomes, and they prefer different people to live close to them. So it's kind of like a game of you talk to them and engage upon what they want to do, and then you move them to the biome that they like to live in. And when there's 2 people living in a certain biome, they just sell you like this crystal. Then you put the crystal down, and then you can teleport between crystals.
That's crazy.
But I didn't know those existed. Yeah. So in my head, when North was like, "Yeah, let's play on a large map," in my head I went, "Oh sure, I'll make North fucking do the wiring." Like he wants to be on a large map, he'll fucking run the wire from base to the jungle and from the base to the dungeon. Because I've done that shit.
Oh yeah, we had like we didn't have a coliseum. We just had like a racetrack that we would fight bosses on, where we just had a platform literally suspended in the air from one side of the map all the way to the other. So we got all the way up there, and that's how luckily we had that to run our cable on, but it still took forever.
Yeah, that's how I used to run my cable too. We have a platform now with North too for bosses.
Nice.
That's how I ran my cable too on the suspended platform. That took fucking hours too. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And so much wood. Like
it's so much. That's honestly the best part about playing in journey mode, and I'm only duplicating certain things like wood or stone. I'm trying not to just completely break the game, but that's honestly the best part about journey mode is just having all the wood you want.
Yeah, see, back when I did box in all those biomes, I had to make like new worlds just to farm wood.
Oh my god. That is too much.
It was so stupid. It was so fucking stupid. But I mean, there was some good Terraria days. That was like way back when I played like way less games than I do now. Like I would never do that again because it just takes too long.
Yeah.
And also I have a life, so I don't know.
Prove it.
Oh shit! I can't do that. But yeah, Terraria 1.4, I appreciate the update from the developers. I hope that they can finally move on to something else. I mean, over the years, Terraria 2 has been teased and cancelled probably multiple times. Terraria Underworld was announced at some point and been cancelled. And the developers did speak when they released 1.4 that they the lead developer said that he has massive like ideas of like how to expand the game in a Terraria 2 with like multiple worlds that you can have in one save and not constricting the player and having way more stuff you could do. So I don't know. It's probably gonna be like Starbound.
That's cool.
Also a game like Terraria, but vastly not good not good enough like Terraria is. I don't know how to construct that sentence.
That
Terraria-
sure was a string of words.
Terraria is vastly superior to Starbound. That's what I'm trying to say.
There you go. I agree on that. I could never really get into Starbound, but once I start playing Terraria, the hours just go out the window.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those games that can sit down and forget time itself. Yes, there is a demo for Destroy All Humans on GOG. There's also a demo for Desperados 3 on GOG. Desperados 3 is one of those games that I'm actually excited for. Probably the only one in this group that even like remotely cares.
Yeah, I don't remember it at all. That series.
Yeah, it was.
I remember that. I remember getting like some edition of Desperado from like a cereal box.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Back in the day. Yeah, you got it
Yeah.
too? Oh,
Yeah, man.
Damn.
I
It was
also
so
had the
cool
full game. I had the full game from somewhere. I don't remember. And yeah, I used to play that. I mean, Desperados 3 looks like a kind of maybe not even double A standard at this point, but it looks like a neat game that I mean, won't sell any millions or anything. But it'll be nice, probably, maybe. I don't know.
It looks like just like the game that I remember.
Exactly.
How is this different from the cereal box game
I mean, updated
from like
graphics
20
one.
years ago?
Yeah, no, well, yeah.
Yeah.
God damn, we've been live almost an hour already.
Mm.
Yeah, the System Shock remaster demo did come out. I played that during the Game Awards. They released the demo for a short period of time. During the Game Awards, there was a bunch of different games you could try out. I tried out Skatebird back then too, I think.
Yeah, Skatebird.
And yeah, the System Shock remaster has also been. It was kind of dormant for a long time. Now it's been. I think Tencent has majority stake in the game, so they're pumping money into it. I think Tencent also opened up a studio somewhere in North America, and they are now making System Shock Remastered, or System Shock 3. I might be mixing up things. But that was also a point of outrage that Tencent is investing money into this game.
How dare.
How dare an investment company make investments?
How dare they?
How dare they?
Where do they get? Who do they think they are?
I know it's China and whatever, but fuck it, we're all doomed anyway.
China.
China!
China.
We're not trying to make a political commentary here. Come on, people, calm down. China! I need to stop. I need to stop now before I fucking go on it. Let's just move on. Move on. So I imposed a question to the guys yesterday. I have no idea how to format this into like a topic. It's too long. The question is like 2 paragraphs. I'll just ask the question. If you could pick any game to be remade in like the current tech climate in a sense, like in today's standards, any game, what game would that be?
If no one wants to go first, I'll go first.
You can also name like more games than one. I'm gonna do it, so I'm giving everyone else the
Yeah,
opportunity
I'm
to
gonna
do
do
that
it too.
We don't need to like go into huge discussions about each every game. Let's just name a couple games. Yeah, Joe, go first.
I would love to see Mega Man Legends done on a modern console. I think that would be awesome. Because there was the original had a lot of promise, but the first one was before analog sticks were even a thing. So it was already super limited. So I mean, I like in that game, if you wanted to turn, you couldn't just like run and turn. You had to stop and then hit right on the D-pad, and then he would shimmy, and then you go forward.
Damn, son.
I mean, that's how old that game is. I think it would be an incredible thing to see that on a PS5 with all actual turning technologies. And then the other one, and we talked about this one I think a little bit last time, Twisted Metal. I think Twisted Metal would be just super fun, modern, just dumb explosions, violence, and heavy metal music. I think that everybody needs a little bit of that in their life.
I want to fucking, and I want, on some level, I believe this. I believe we're gonna get a new Twisted Metal. I mean, I have no facts to back it up, no rumors or anything. It's just my intuition is like, why not fucking make a Twisted Metal game?
Twisted Metal normally does pretty well in sales, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, they had a couple of kind of like, I mean, flops, I guess is the word, but they never really got super panned in the critical reception, and overall, like, when you ask of like old school PS1 and PS2 gamers and you mention Twisted Metal, they have just good memories of those games. So why not fucking just reboot the fucking series, Sony? Come on, man.
Yeah. It seems that just seems easy to me. Twisted Metal just seems like an easy W. Because I mean, it's just mindless violence. You don't need much more than that for it to be a success. You can add story if you want, but I wouldn't be mad if there wasn't. I just want to blow up other people's cars while I'm a clown with my head on fire. Is that so much?
Yeah.
Too much to ask?
Yeah, man. Fucking.
What was the last Twisted Metal? Was it Black on PS3?
See, I think there was something after Black. Do we have like a thing here? Wow. Like Superman. Twisted Metal 2012 is the last game. Yeah, after Black there was Head On and then Twisted Metal, which is a PS3 title.
So been 8 years since we got one.
And even the last game, the critical reception, like, so the aggregate on Metacritic is 76 out of 100. That's not bad.
I've seen games with worse scores get sequels.
Yeah. And like even Destructoid got a 7 out of 10. Game Informer gave it a 8.5 out of 10. GameSpot 8 out of 10. Games Radar 8 out of 10. Game Trailers 8.1 out of 10. IGN, well, okay, that's a meme, but 9 out of 10. But my point is, it didn't even perform badly. I mean, rating wise, it probably, I don't know if it sold a lot, but
yeah.
Oh no, Sony, make it fucking happen.
Yeah, please make it happen. That'd be awesome. Yeah, those are the two that I stewed on for a while, and I think those would be super fun on today's technology.
Do you Trevor have any games?
I had one, but now I have two because Grady's choice just now reminded me of one. So the first one that Twisted Metal kind of reminded me of is I'd like to see a new Road Rash.
Oh,
And I know that there's a game that's basically an ode to Road Rash out there. I can't remember what it's called, but it's on Steam.
Road Redemption.
Road Redemption. Yeah. But yeah, I'd like to see because I remember as a child playing Road Rash a lot. I played Road Rash 64 on the N64 for many hours, and I remember just like getting the like super bikes at the end after you kind of beat the game, and you get to put in the code or whatever to get the super bikes. And I remember just like trying to ramp them like over the buildings and stuff. And then I remember in 64, it was kind of crazy to me at the time because you could just go off road and it was like just an endless map. You just kept going and going and going. And I remember like I remember at the time and like I was just like, oh wow, it's such a vast environment, but it was just green nothing, But yeah, I like to see Road Rash being remade, and then the other one, which we talked about earlier, was Rygar. Because I played that on the NES like many hours into it. It was my favorite game as a child. Um, just everything about it, I loved it. Like the music was some of the best to me, some of the best music for a game on the NES. And then it had like the what is it when you have like different levels of backgrounds. I remember it was one that kind of I just remember having a lot of levels and like because when you would walk, you see the sun would be kind of stationary, but then the mountains would be moving a little faster, and then the trees be moving a little bit faster, and then the ground in front of you really fast, kind of thing. Like I just remember having a lot of depth to it, and I think nowadays, if it came out now, I know they had one on PS2, and I played it, but I honestly don't remember it at all. Um, but I think that with what they have done with God of War, if they just basically took God of War and basically put Rygar in there, it'd be a pretty fucking good game.
I agree with that. That would be awesome. I'd play that. I'd play that right now.
So North, what would you like to see?
Yeah, I tried to like think what would be a deserving game for like a reboot or like updated graphics and engine. And I thought about every single like Java game. I feel like they could be all better with anything else except Java. Just have something else. But then I was like I don't know which game to like decide. And then I thought about like Command and Conquer games, Red Alert, and like the first ones. But they're actually having like updated graphics, and I don't know if they probably changed the engine and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
And,
Like, I haven't played a Command and Conquer game in a long time. I have no idea whatever they are, aside from that mobile game that they pushed a couple years back.
Yeah, like those old RTS games. And one of my favorites was a game called Command and Conquer Generals, and it was so good. And I'm so disappointed that they didn't like proceed with that particular story. And then I thought about like there was this one game that had like a first-person shooter, but in that Command and Conquer setup, like in that world, and it was called the Renegade, where you would be one of the like the commandos, and you would like walk around, and you would have like a mission. You have to destroy like their barracks, and then you would like go inside the barracks, and it would be all like laid out, and just waves of enemies would like hit you, and I would like to see that in a like new setup, because
So-
I feel like, yeah,
So North, I have probably some good news for you.
is it coming?
Well, it's not it's not really in the spirit of what I ask, like what the question is,
Yeah.
but Command and Conquer, including expansions and Red Alert, will be released as a remastered on June 5th this year. So
Yeah.
Dang.
next week on Friday.
Yeah, I noticed on Steam they advertised that, but the like all the Tiberian series, or what is it called? Like where you have like this Tiberian Wars.
Yeah,
thing.
Tiberian Sun, Tiberian Sun Firestorm. I
Yeah.
guess those are not there. I mean, it's probably just Command and Conquer and then Red Alert, and probably the Red Alert expansions. Probably not Red Alert
Yeah.
2 though.
But definitely like the first person game in that RTS setup, it was amazing. If you have like chance to like ever try that out, it probably hasn't aged well, but it's called Command and Conquer Renegades.
Anything else?
um, not really. Maybe Heroes Might and Magic. One of those games probably would be nice to have, especially
Yeah.
the third one, because it's a classic in my opinion.
Yeah, I remember. I never played really. Like, I never delved into any of those, but one of my like childhood friends was really into them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only played the third game, and I heard the Steam version is like super bad because it doesn't have like any of the DLCs, and they changed like some vital mechanics of the game, so I never like bothered even trying that out.
I would like to see made in like a modern way Final Fantasy VI. That would be, and I mean I've spoken about this on my own streams. Imagine like Final Fantasy VI in like the same kind of aesthetics made as Final Fantasy VII Remake, with the same graphical fidelity, and like, my god, that would be so cool. I would be all over that shit immediately. I might even pre-order it.
Dang.
Dang, son, yeah. No, I seriously wouldn't, but that would play it though. I think six's story is one the kind of the main reason I think this why it deserves that sort of treatment. I mean, I can understand Square not really wanting to do it because six's story is just a huge tragedy. It's a super downer kind of game. But I don't know, I think the greatest stories are tragedies. But I'm Finnish, and I live in melancholy by default. Another game that I would absolutely want to see made in like current tech would be Metal Gear Solid. And I would want somebody else than Kojima to make it. I would want to see what some other developer who wants to create like the best stealth game ever made, what they could come up with if they get the opportunity to remake Metal Gear Solid. Without the influence of Kojima. Have the story the same or whatever. But like the stealth mechanics, the gameplay mechanics, like what could some other person come up with? I think that would be an interesting thing to see.
You don't want Death Stranding mechanics in there?
Not really, no. I'm sorry. A third game I would like to see remade is a game we already discussed. That's Silent Hill 2. I would like, I mean, I know there's rumors about like an Silent Hill game in development or whatever. And there's rumors that Konami wants to sell the property to somebody else. But I like I said, Silent Hill, and like I said, like I like tragedies. I think tragic stories are the best stories because they're like the stories that evoke some sort of emotional response from the player or the people or the person who watches that or whatever. I think those are the most, they hit the hardest. They're the ones that you remember the most. And I don't know, like I on some level I just enjoy those tragic stories because they feel real to me in some way. I can relate to those things. And so, like I said, Silent Hill 2 is very fucked up. And I would like to see that remade in current gen with not shitty voice acting and not shitty looking enemies. Like Pyramid Head in like full fucking HD would be pretty yikes.
Yeah, I think that those games would definitely look, because they, from what I remember of seeing of them, they've got some pretty good like set pieces in Silent Hill. Like they're proper spooky.
Oh yeah.
I think they would definitely look really good in some higher fidelity graphics for sure.
They toe the line where it's both spooky and very gory. And I mean Silent Hill 2 especially like has themes of like incest and like
Great.
mental breakdowns and sexual like frustration and violence. And yeah, I mean it's a psychological horror game in a sense with like those spooky and gory parts, but ultimately I think that all, at least the original Silent Hill games, were more on the psychological side. Once you understand what the gore and the horror, what's behind that, it reinforces that gore and horror so much. And I think too, the second one achieves that effect in the greatest like amount. Yeah. All in all, Silent Hill is it's all about sunshine and happiness, essentially.
For sure. It's definitely not purgatory.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I played a game yesterday and the day before. A silly game where you get to live as a shark. It was a fun game. I played Maneater, and it was enjoyable. I do want to show some footage, even though the show screen is fucked. I don't care. Something's always fucked on this podcast, so it's fine. It's all good. So I'll show some. Jesus Christ! Go to the goddamn channel.
Yeah, I watched quite a bit of your gameplay yesterday on that, and it looks like a blast. It's a shame that it's on Epic. R.I.P.
Yeah, like full disclosure, it is an Epic Game Store exclusive. May or may not come out on some other platform. I assume it's gonna come out on Steam, maybe 6 months, 1 year, who knows. This game is never gonna win any sort of award for anything, unless there's a reward of best game where you play as a shark.
Best sim.
It's like Piranha 3D. Like it's a really good movie, but it's not gonna win awards.
Yeah, and it's definitely like I can see, like even looking at the game just as a game, I can see that the developers, they cared. Like the game doesn't look like shit. The gameplay is not shit. They clearly put some thought and effort into this. But it's never gonna win any awards. Like that's just the fact of it. So what do you do in Maneater? You play as a shark. You consume animals or other fish, I should say, and you consume some humans. Along the way, you evolve because you grow. You go from a pup to a mega. That's the last evolution you get. It's kind of like playing Pokemon with this game. And it has like RPG elements where you get like parts for your shark, like literally you get like bone teeth or like a bone set, which is the head, tail, fins, and the teeth, or you get like electric, or you get shadow, and they have like different attributes and stuff. I went with the shadow set completely. I did not get the entire. I think it was the bone set because I didn't get the full infamy. Otherwise, I pretty much like 100% of this game. It has like locations you can find, landmarks. Try to do something else here on the clip than just fucking kill. And it has these missions where you either kill humans or fish. It has missions where you sink boats. It has like collectibles like the license plates or the landmarks or chests. And all of those contribute to an overall percentage of each area you are in. I 100% at every area. Was it worth it? Probably not. But I had fun with this game. Jesus, what am I doing?
What was the length of the game?
So I finished the game in 8 hours and 30 minutes.
That's pretty short.
It is short.
How much is it?
On the Epic Store, the base price is, this is a little story, but by the way, it doesn't really, the story doesn't, who gives a shit about the story in this game? You're a fucking shark and you kill everything.
Scaly Pete, dude, don't you disrespect Scaly Pete? He's had it rough.
I mean, yeah, I did bite off Scaly Pete's arm and leg, and then his son, spoilers, his son dies right here. I mean, the story is kind of like whatever. But yeah, the base price of the game is, in euros, it was 37 euros. So I'm assuming it's $40. But I bought it and I got some sort of like coupon, so I got 10 euros off of my purchase. So I paid 27 euros for this. Like I've said before, I don't like to talk about like price of games because it ultimately devolves into this discussion what you value the game. I paid 27 for this and I got 8 hours worth of content and I was happy for it. I did not feel bad about it. Some other people might think that it's too steep, and I totally get it. And I would certainly, if it's the base price $40, then I obviously want to be like forthcoming with that it's pretty steep for an 8-hour game.
It's no Order 1886 or whatever that $60 4-hour game was.
Oof, yeah.
I remember that.
Wasn't it a PS4 launch title?
I don't know if it was a launch, but it was definitely very, very early.
I think it was a launch.
Was it?
I think.
Yeah, because they
wrong.
hyped the shit out of that game too.
Mm-hmm.
And then it literally ends in a QTE boss battle.
Thanks for spoiling it.
Spoilers, yeah.
I actually started playing it, but did not beat it.
You didn't
That's
even.
surprising.
It's a 4-hour game, Trevor. Was it that bad? Jesus.
I don't remember.
I actually heard it wasn't that bad. People were just mad that it was so short.
Yeah, see, that's what I also heard. That it's not necessarily a bad game in any way, but it was just super short.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, Maneater for me is... It's stupid fun. I tried to explain this the best I could on stream when people were asking my opinion on the game, or would I recommend this game. Like, the part where would I recommend this game, I think is super difficult because of what it is. It is just mindless, stupid fun. If you think this sort of thing is mindless, stupid fun. I mean, you can grab a fish and then launch it with your tail. Like, why? Because it's mindless, stupid fun.
Yeah. It's kind of like, it sounds like it's like Kill All Humans.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's probably in that same vein. Just destruction and mayhem.
Yeah.
What this reminds me is like the goat simulator, but instead of giving like free hands, you get a story, and you get to be a shark. And how cool is that? You can jump to like 10 meters up in the air and do a backflip and then go back underwater. How
Yeah,
cool is that?
don't get me wrong. Like, I think this game is very well made. Like, the effort they put into this game is honestly quite astonishing for what it is. And like I said, it won't ever win any rewards or anything. But the thing, like, what they've put out is like, it's good stuff that they put out. It's not half-assed or anything. But yeah.
Yeah, the first time I saw this, I was like this is probably something my little brother would like love to play for like ridiculous amount of hours, even though it's just doing the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, like ultimately it has very little amount of content in it. They just have this, it's kind of copy pasted how you do it like every area.
If this game came out whenever I was like 12, I could see myself putting way too much time into it and just swimming around murdering everything.
And that's what it is. It's stupid fun. It also, like, what I enjoyed most in this game is finding the landmarks. Every single landmark is a reference to either a movie or TV show, and I guess there are book references too. Some of them I obviously got, and some I didn't. But there's a bunch of references in this game. And this entire thing is narrated by Chris Parnell, who is the voice of Cyril in Archer and Jerry in Rick and Morty. This game is kind of presented in a way that you're watching a TV show. Like, the cutscenes they're very clearly like TV show. There's a camera crew and a guy who interviews Scaly Pete, and he's on a TV show called Maneater. And this, when you're playing, Chris Parnell like narrates what you do. That is like you're watching a documentary in a sense. And when the game ends, like Parnell like references like, this has been Maneater. Tune in next season.
That's actually really cool.
Maneater 2 confirmed.
I mean, honestly, like, I don't want to speculate how much money they put into the development of this game, but for what's here, it looks great. It works well. I had no bugs or glitches or crashes. And for 8 hours, it was mindless fun. It honestly, by the time I reached like probably hour 7, I was getting tired of it. So it gets boring. And it ended on a good spot, like time-wise for me, before I burned out on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see them like having some sort of like DLC or something, so it can be like a different type of shark, like a hammerhead shark, instead of this what seems to be some sort of great white, I guess.
So I was gonna ask was, do you play a single shark, or is there like skins that you can choose from or anything like that? But
You play as a single shark. But your appearance change when you switch your gear. But otherwise it's a single shark. I can spoil the story for you if you guys want to.
There's no like different species of shark or whatever. Like,
Oh, no.
you can't be a hammerhead shark.
No.
Okay.
You are the shark because of story reasons.
You can't be a street shark.
Can't be a street
Dang
shark.
it! That's
This
not
reminds me
totally
of,
jawsome.
How
This
awesome!
reminds
How
me of
awesome
a-
would
of
a
a-
street shark like reboot be on TV?
Yeah.
I'm just afraid they
This
would make it
reminds me-
CGI like the Ninja Turtles.
Mm.
What was that other one? The motorcycle
Biker Mice from Mars.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck! I love that shit. It got banned in Finland.
How?
Yeah,
Motorcycle riding
No, it
mice.
didn't.
yeah, it did. It did. It got banned for like a year. A bunch of moms contacted the TV station that was showing it and complained about the the language that they used, so they took it off air.
What did they say? Like rad?
No, I mean they had like some like coarse language or something. Like I know this happened because my mom was one of those who called the TV station and complained.
No way. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what the game reminds me of is a phone game called Hungry Shark Evolution, which is like you can only go like sideways, not like back and forth, or like 3D. It's like Terraria instead of Minecraft, and you can play multiple sharks in that game. So I was kind of expecting you could play as a different type of shark, but no.
I can only assume that they had one shark because, like, one, the story, and second, it probably would have meant that you had to program different sharks to work.
Yeah. I'm
Tripwire,
assuming that thing. Go ahead.
Tripwire, who is I guess the developer and publisher of the game, they are a small studio, mostly known for Killing Floor, and this is their best looking game yet. So I'm assuming they poured tons of money of their own money, like making the game look good and making it play that good. Because all the movement and stuff, it's fluid. Like I have no complaints about like the technical aspects of the game. It's just that when you get into it, it's an enjoyable game. I mean, you do the same thing over and over and over again. So at some point, it's gonna get stale. And I was getting to that point about like hour 7. Like I did not complete the infamy. Like you have an infamy meter. The more humans you kill, the more infamy you gain, and it goes up to level 10. At level 7, I think North was in chat when I said that your infamy level, it rises so slowly that I have no motivation to sit here for like a half an hour to kill humans like constantly like this. They pose no threat to me. I have no motivation to like just chomp on humans just to get my infamy level to level 10. I'd rather just go and like beat the game.
Yeah, and you basically get no reward. Well, you get like evolution in every time you like go to another level. But when you like reach max level of like 3, you get a new opponent. Like I don't know, Lieutenant something something comes with a boat. You kill the dude. Like you just like one hit him basically, and that's it. They don't have anything special. Like every time you fight the Scaly Pete, he comes up with something new, crazy boat with torpedoes or some shit. But this doesn't happen in this. It's just the same shit over and over again.
Yeah,
Do you think it'd be a fun multiplayer game where you like PvE, like where you're trying to get like a high score kind of thing?
no. Just straight up no. I mean the combat is like nothing. You click on your mouse as fast as possible.
Oh, he means like a competitive thing, like to see who can eat the most people. That's what you meant, Trevor.
Yeah.
Oh no. It's just, I mean, it might be fun for 5 minutes, honestly.
Yeah. What about if it was a battle royale?
Imagine 100 other sharks, Tom.
Yeah.
Now what do you think?
When you die, you go to the gulag.
Maybe. I'd give it a
The
chance.
shark gulag.
Yeah.
Shark gulag.
Everything's exactly the same as in Warzone, but you're a shark.
Oh, okay. I'd give it a chance.
So basically, you're at the plane, and then you jump off, and you're a shark, and then you just like land, and you pick up guns and go like pa 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 pa.
I'd play that. Why not?
Exactly.
Yeah, I play that. I play that version of Warzone.
But yeah, that's Maneater. It's fun game, but I'll probably never mention it ever again after this.
Yeah, I mean it definitely seems like one of those type of games. It's like it's good fun while you're playing it, and then whenever you're done with it, you're just done with it.
Exactly.
That said, if it's ever available off of Epic, I probably will pick it up. Because it does look like real nice, stupid fun.
I played a game that
Trevor played a game too.
I don't ever want to talk about again after this. It is called Crucible.
Yeah, I even typed it out before you started talking.
Um, so, I mean, I'm assuming everyone here knows what Crucible is, right?
Oh, do explain.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it is. I've heard the
So
name.
Crucible is Amazon's it's like their baby that they just had, like their new, their introduction to gaming. So this is the game that they want to present to everyone to say, look guys, this is what we can do for the gaming industry, right? And it's basically a battle royale. But so let's see, they I don't know. I don't have no idea who they hired to like create this game, but whoever created the game looked at, I would say, Smite, Fortnite, and Overwatch. I was like, all right, let's just take these 3 games and put them together and make a new game, or not everything new. It's the same concept, but so your characters are basically Overwatch characters. Your What was I gonna say? Fortnite is just like I said, it's a battle royale, so kind of have that aspect in there. You drop in, or yeah, you drop in on a map, whatever, fight to the death. And then some of the fighting mechanics is more like Smite, where you have different powers and things like that you can use against people and whatnot. Um, I hated the game. So first thing that I noticed that I was like, well, this kind of sucks, is you play on a team, right? You have a team of 4 people or a team of 2. Um, I'll just say the team of 4. You choose your character and then go into a server. So you have no idea who you're playing with. So if your teammates choose, you have a medic and like 2, or say a medic and 3 shield dudes. Well, now your team has no DPS character, and you didn't know, like had. So I don't know why they did that, but like you have to be on a team with someone that you can communicate with, like in Discord, to be able to just pick characters to function as a team. Um, the characters consist of shields. This is like my personal thing. I didn't look into like what they actually have categorized as characters. So from what I can tell, it looks like you have like shield characters, tank characters, medics, and then DPS. Um, DPS characters don't do any damage. No character does damage. Not a single one. Like guns in the game, if you can shoot someone for 5 minutes and they will not die. Like,
Yeah, there's
me
4
and
dudes chasing that one guy.
so basically me and Sully, we probably play. I probably played about 10 games total. I think Sully probably played about 6 or 7 games total. Out of all the games, we both killed 1 person each. Um, there's 2 modes: quads and duos. And quads, you respawn in. So you die, you just wait 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and then you respawn in, go back into the fight. Even with that mechanic of just being able to die and go back in, I got 1 kill out of 10 games. Duos, if you die, you're just dead. So like, there's no respawning. Your partner can't pick you up or do anything like that. You're just dead, and then you just gotta kind of wait for your partner to win, I guess,
Or die.
or die. Um, what else? With the team, I didn't play with. I played with Sully, so with me and him playing duos, we still did terrible. We couldn't kill anyone. But when you're playing with 4 people, especially people like when you don't know who you're playing with, you're just going into a random server. The team, from what I could tell, teamwork was just fucked. Like no one knows what's happening or who's doing what, and everyone's just kind of doing their own thing, and you're just gonna die because there's no teamwork in the game. From what you have to have teamwork just to kill a single person. Um, because I noticed that a lot. Like I would spawn in, like say I died, and then I would spawn in, and before I could even make it to where my team was, I'd get a team on me, and they would just kill me. And then there's nothing you can do because it's like you against 3 or 4 people. Um, and your partners, like when you spectate your teammates, they're just like off on random areas, just shooting animals. Uh, we would be getting attacked by another team, and your partner would just be like shooting fucking animals over here, like as he's getting shot, and he's just like, ah, whatever, I'm just shooting animals. You shoot animals to like get experience to like level up your characters and stuff, but it's like, you're getting attacked. Um, what else? I would say they had a decent selection of characters. I think there's like 10, and I'm sure they'll add more if they, I think I don't think the reviews on it are too great. But if it keeps going, then you'll probably add more. But there was a decent selection. I did feel like like I said, there was like shields, tanks, and stuff. I felt like there was like one DPS character, like one medic, and like 4 shield characters and 2 tanks or something like that. It just seemed like kind of weird the way that they had their, you know, if anything, it should be like 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these. But um, what else?
I want to
Oh,
point
also
out that I was showing IGN's video shamelessly during that entire time when we were talking, and
Yeah.
I let their score slip on the stream. It was IGN 4 out of 10.
Bad.
Bad, yeah.
Bad.
One thing that did happen was it was supposed to be released at like say 12 p.m. or something, and then it didn't get released till like 4 p.m. Say it was pretty late, and people were complaining about that, and it already got review bombed just for that before anyone even played it. But
I
then
wanna point out though, they fucked up the release so bad that they had to incrementally release it per region in the world. The behemoth that is Amazon, that is behind this shit show, somehow did not give enough funding for this game that they literally could not release this game worldwide for everyone. I mean, we had fucking incremental releases 10 years ago when that was necessary or some shit.
Yeah.
What
Me
the
and
fuck?
Sully were playing, and we were like, Tom, come play this game with us. And Tom's like, all right. And he went to download it. He couldn't even download it. It was just like, well, just give me the option.
Yeah, I literally took a screenshot from Steam and showed the boys, like, I literally cannot play this game. And I thought my Steam page was bugged or some shit. Lo and behold, I go to Twitter and there's like, oh, we're sorry, we're working on releasing it per region, like, as quickly as possible. I'm like, what the fuck?
After the late release, it was still bugged because people could not get into a game, and they had a little banner at the top, and it said, if you can't get into a game, you have to play the tutorial again, like a second time. And once you play the tutorial second time, it should fix the bug to where you can get into a game. So
I want to point out, this is Amazon's first published game.
I would say if this was just some random, developer or whatever that put out a game, and what I probably wouldn't even be talking about it. But the point is, it's a multi-billion-dollar company that has put out
a trillion-dollar company.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah, and this is their showcase. This is their grand opening, and it's fucking garbage. I'm okay. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and like brag. I'm okay in Overwatch. I'm okay in Smite for how much as long as I played it. Fortnite, I'm terrible at, but battle royales in general, I'm decent at. I couldn't kill a fucking single person. I would be shooting them and shooting them and shooting them, and they just would not die. And then a whole team would just swarm you because your team's fucking off doing whatever, and then you just die. And like, you spend more time in the game. Each time you die, I think it's 20 to 30 seconds you wait, and you spend most time just waiting. And then you run to where the battle and die, and then you wait more. So while I was playing with Sully, I ended up rage quitting, and I quit the game, uninstalled it, and then removed it from my account on Steam because I don't want to see it ever again.
Oh my god.
So.
That's brutal.
I gotta say one thing about that. I never played it, but the characters look pretty cool.
They do look decent.
Yeah, they actually look like they have some original designs there.
Yeah.
I think
Other than that, probably it's total garbage.
the only thing I didn't like was I felt like they have a little raccoon character that is a blatant ripoff of Guardians of the Galaxy. Like,
oh yeah.
So, but like I said, decent character selection, but that's about the only thing they have going for the game.
The worst part about it is it sounds like if like all of your complaints, if it was only like one or two of them, it wouldn't be that bad. But it sounds like they just messed up every single step of the way. Like it's everything needs to be adjusted.
It's half finished. Like that's literally it. It's not ready.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good when you play either. Like, I don't know how, like, I'm sure you've played a game where you know what I'm talking about, but like I said, when I'm aiming down sights or whatever you're gonna say, and like shooting people and stuff, it doesn't feel like I'm shooting a gun at anyone or doing damage to anyone, or it just doesn't feel good, like the actual gameplay.
Well, in the video, what was funny is a lot of times what you were saying was actually happening on the video, and multiple times I saw him like shooting people, and their health bar just I mean, like you almost couldn't tell. You almost couldn't tell that he was shooting somebody. And then there was like 4 dudes chasing one guy, all shooting at him, and he was fine. He was still at like half health, running away from 4 guys. Where's the balance in that? How does that make any sense?
And just to be clear, I was actually looking forward to this game. This isn't a game that like I went in to be like, this is gonna be a piece of shit. I know. Like I was actually like, I hope this game's really good, because new game.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think any one of us like hopes a game is bad or anything. Like we want games to be good, obviously. Like even though I shit on a lot of games and I shit on a lot of companies, I don't wish anything like bad from those companies. Like I celebrate stuff like Star Wars: The Fallen Order, even though it's made by published by EA and I will never play it. I think it's a win for EA to have a game like that is very successful and a lot of people like it because it motivates EA to put other similar games out instead of the garbage that they do with like FIFA, for instance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I really wish that Amazon. I'm sure they have some other games lined up that they're working on. I doubt they're just putting all their, shit into one basket right here. But I would have liked to see something different as their premiere game, not, just another generic battle royale.
Well,
yeah, it could have been a game that would compete basically against Valorant. That's basically what they were probably like aiming, that we're gonna compete with this shit, and they blew it.
Let me tell you that the next Amazon game you can play releases August 25th this year.
Which one is that?
New World. It is the hot new MMO game coming out.
Oh, actually, I saw the trailer to this one. Trailer-wise, looks good, but now since I've seen the shit that they put out before with this garbage, like whatever. But the trailer looks good.
I do want to emphasize that New World and Crucible are not made by the same developers, and thus they should not be compared to one another.
Yeah.
But I do not understand why Amazon let Crucible come out in that state. They have to realize that if they want to do this publishing gig, I mean, I'm sure they'll be fine in the long run, because I mean, people don't remember. Crucible made splash that took like 5 seconds, and now, I mean, we're talking about it, and we will never mention it ever again. And next time we'll probably mention Amazon Games or Amazon Game Studios is probably when New World comes out, if anyone plays it. Who knows?
Good
Yeah,
news.
I probably won't play it because I don't play MMOs.
Yeah, I probably won't either. One of my friends have already pre-ordered New World, though. It says one friend already owns this game, but it doesn't come out till the 25th of August. So
He might have gotten like an invite to the beta though. Like I don't know how. Like MMORPG.com has a score for the game, 8.1 out of 10, and I don't know where that score comes from. The game's not out yet.
Score.
Yeah, exactly. There is some sort of beta, I guess, but who the fuck knows? But yeah, Crucible, not the hottest of releases. And take note, publishers. Don't release your shit in intervals or by region on different times. Release your shit worldwide. Please, and thank you.
is it early access or is it fully out?
I think it's fully out. I think
It has to be early access, right?
Let's see.
I don't
Amazon
remember
was
them
like
saying it.
probably like, remember those gamers? They eat everything. Like you can like put something on the bladder and boom, it's right there. They will eat it
Yeah,
no
we eat
matter
everything.
what.
It doesn't say it's in early access.
Oof. Missed your mark there, Amazon. Should have fucking slapped that early access tag on it and call it a day.
It's a
Yeah.
live service game. It's gonna get better.
Yeah.
No.
God,
I will say
hope.
Crucible is free, but
Just because it's free doesn't mean it's devoid of criticism.
no, I'm just saying, but it is free, so it's not like they are.
It's not like you got
charging
ripped
people for
off.
Yeah.
I
How
will
are they
say,
gonna
well-
like monetize on that?
That was one thing that well, they got a in-game store, but me and Tom, I think I was streaming it at least on Discord. I think Tom saw it. We were looking at the just the store, and Tom made the comment that you could buy like Witcher 3 with all the DLC as it would cost for like one in-game emoji.
Yeah, it was something really, really ridiculous. Like you could buy literally like the complete edition of Witcher 3, and you would get like one skin in Crucible or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
That's funny.
And I mean, that's the sort of, and like even though I don't wanna, or maybe I was thinking of like the Blood and Wine expansion of Witcher 3, whatever I was thinking of, like. That's the reason I don't really want to talk about pricing of video games, because you can always compare it to something better, you know? But yeah, honestly, like when it's like, buy this, because people were making the joke on Twitter that you can buy like a paint job for your power armor in Fallout 76, and for $1 more, you could buy the entire expansion of Blood and Wine, which is like 40 hours of some gameplay. So, paint job for your power armor or like an actual story. But that's when the discussion goes into like, what do you value? And that's where it gets, the waters get muddied. Like, what if I want that power armor skin? Like, sure, me, Tumalo, thinks it's fucking retarded to pay like $20 for anything like that is a cosmetic. But what if you really fucking want that power armor?
I could play
Look-
40 hours of game with that power armor.
Yeah, exactly. and like, who am I to tell somebody what they should and shouldn't value? But I think there needs to be some form of like valid discussion. What is like, even like on an ethical level, like what is like commonly accepted, what you should sell your fucking DLC skins on?
Yeah, I have a friend who used to play Rainbow Six Siege quite a lot, and he would buy like the legendary skins. But nowadays he plays like one day a month, and he still buys like the newest legendary skins that they put out, even though it's like more than $20. and he's not gonna use them more than like maybe once or twice.
You see, like back when everyone was, including me, we were playing like everyone was playing PUBG. And anyone who has ever played PUBG with me knows that I roll naked. Because I quite literally I do not care what my character looks like. Because it alters gameplay in 0 ways. I think one of the most stupidest things you can do is to buy cosmetics for a video game. And that is my opinion. But I don't feel comfortable telling someone who buys those skins that you're wrong. Because that then it goes again it goes towards that, what do you value? But just because I don't value those skins doesn't mean somebody else values them. But I think it's lunacy. And especially when we're talking about like $15 skins. Who the fuck buys $15 skins?
Everyone that plays Path of Exile.
Oh, fucking apparently. I mean, somebody fucking does it.
A lot of people buy a lot of skins.
I lost my fucking marbles years ago when Angry Birds used to have this racing game, and they sold like cars. And they sold a car for $100. One car, $100 in a mobile game. What? Who the fuck buys that shit? I mean, some kid probably obviously stolen with his mom's credit card, but you know. And I mean, they got called out for it, that it's like unethical to do this. Like no amount of arguing can be like justified that a car in a video game is worth $100. And I mean, I agree with that. No fucking argument can go for it. Like, I don't care what fucking car it is or how it looks. It's not worth $100. But at some point, like, that discussion becomes super, like, muddied. Because it always comes back to what do you want and what do you value.
You could probably get a like actual car with $100.
I mean, I'd be surprised that that car runs, but...
Yeah, but still, it's a car. It's still a lot more substantial than a skin in a game.
Yeah, I mean, true story. My first ever car, I was
$100.
No, it wasn't $100. I was 15 at the time, and my dad bought me a car to drive on the ice ring, like an ice racetrack, essentially what the locals did on the lake. My dad paid 500 euros for that car. And it was a piece of shit 72 Ford Taunus, I think. But it did run. It's the cheapest car I've ever seen. And it was bright yellow. And my dad's wife, my stepmother, she absolutely fucking hated it.
Yeah, I think you can thank League of Legends for expensive skin prices, because they had those $20 skins real early in the skin game. As far as cosmetics go, they had $20 skins like from the beginning.
And like
now they have like $50 skins.
Wow.
And on some level, I'm like, I don't really blame the companies for doing it. I blame the people who buy them, because that's why they exist. Somebody buys them. And I'm trying to be as liberal as possible with these types of things. I try to hold back my personal like bias for these things. I just, on one hand, I think it's just so fucking retarded to even buy skins in the first place for any amount of money. But on the other hand, I'm like, I mean, if you're ready to put down $50, then who am I to stop capitalism from happening?
So, I'm just looking at an article here real fast. Just looking at different skin items in games and things like that. So this is some of the most expensive skins in gaming history.
Mm-hmm.
And number one, we have, it's a Skadoodle signed Dragon Lore AWP skin in CS:GO. Do any of you want to take a guess of how much it sold for?
$30,000.
Okay.
I mean, whatever the Steam market is at that day.
Well, that's not a really good guess now, is it, Tom?
Yeah, that's not a number.
Yeah. What number would you give it?
I'll say 30K. Why not?
All right. What about you, North? You're muted.
I'll explain after this why this is a bad thing.
15K?
What'd you say? 50?
15?
15? $61,000.
Yeah, so why this is not really accurate in the first place is because Valve is not selling that skin. That is what the market is selling at, and that price can be whatever at any day.
Yeah, well, I didn't say Valve sold it. I'm just talking about that someone bought it for that much.
The point isn't that it was sold for 61,000. The point is someone bought it for 61,000.
Yeah, I mean, if someone bought it for $60,000, then that person is an absolute fucking idiot.
Because they just got a whole bunch of money.
I guarantee you that you can buy that exact same skin for that AWP for a lot less.
Oh yeah, I mean that's with anything. You know, that's just a market. The price fluctuates. That's just how capitalism works.
Now, what I'm essentially trying to get at here is that the CS skins, the skins that are sold for CS:GO are the ones that the players put up. But when we have a closed market like what League has, that's Riot putting those prices on those things.
Right.
So you can put whatever price on those CS:GO skins, and there's always somebody who just buys it. I mean, there's huge fucking discussions about that the skins are used as money laundering. But who knows? I do think that it's stupid though that any like gun skin goes for anything more than $1.
Yeah.
I've known a few people that have sold CS:GO skins for like hundreds of dollars. One of my buddies, I think the most expensive one he got was like 6 or 7, which is absurd to me. I couldn't imagine, like, I'd probably just have to get a new pair of pants because I'd probably shit myself if I pulled a $700 one.
I didn't like completely read the article, but it did say that it was signed by some dude. How do you have a signed thing that's virtual? Because it's virtual, can you just copy it 1,000 times if you want to?
I'm not sure.
There were a few things on there that said they were signed by professional gamers.
So I'm assuming you can have your Steam profile signed, and it might refer to that Skadoodle himself went to some account and signed that account and sold the skin. So that would mean that Skadoodle himself sold that AWP skin.
Interesting.
I'm assuming that's what it means, because there's like back when Shroud was still on Twitch, he had a lot of like people donate money just asking for Shroud to like sign their Steam accounts.
That's weird.
I mean, it's a dick measuring contest for those people. I mean, they're probably 15 or 14 or 13, and they want Shroud to go into their stream profile and say hi, so that they can go the next day to school and be the cool guy for like 5 seconds. I mean, that's literally it.
So I wonder if skins have pedigrees like dogs. Like, I can trace this op skin back 15 generations, and then you can see where Shroud signed this guy's profile where he sold it to him. Like, you've got like skin family trees where you prove that it's the one that guy signed.
So apparently it's not signed, it's with those stickers. A lot of pro players have stickers themselves with just their name. And I think those stickers are sold in limited quantities. They're time gated, I think.
I gotcha.
So that I can understand, that if it's a sticker you can't buy anymore, then that artificially inflates the price. Just with anything that's time limited. Because I know like CS:GO sells a lot of skins based on tournaments, and have like these virtual pins and stuff that are tournament based, and once the tournament's over, you can't get those things anymore.
Yeah, but like how Steam does it, like sort of makes sense to me. But if you compare it to like League of Legends or Fortnite, if they have like time exclusive skin, you buy it and then it loses its value. It has no value after you can't buy it anymore, technically.
Yeah, I mean, it has no value because you can't sell it.
Yeah.
I mean, to a degree, I like Valve's system the best because it's a real market. It's a stupid one because it's virtual goods, but it is a market regulated by the people. I dislike way more closed markets like Fortnite or Dota, or not Dota, but League and Fortnite and whatever, Valorant or fucking Crucible, because you do not control the market. The developer slash publisher holds the market in their grasp, and they can do whatever the fuck they want. They can manipulate you, they can inflate prices, they can do whatever the fuck they want. Or they can do what Bethesda did with artificial price gouging. And there's nothing to stop it, essentially. Unless you don't, like, get caught, I guess. Valve has been fighting for years because they have the market. A lot of countries think that they literally should put like a mature, or not even a mature, like a adults only tag on CS:GO, because the skins have an inherent value, and they come from loot boxes, which is gambling. And Valve is fighting back that they don't have an inherent value. It is not Valve who sets the market. It's outside sources or outside players, but they're still using Valve's own platform for it. I mean, they have the marketplace there.
I have a if you're like doing marketing or anything for like game industry, now close your ears. I have this idea where you could basically sell anything digital related in games to anyone. Basically, you have like a set amount of like on the skin, like it's $20. But if you don't buy anything for like 6 months, you could like drop the price of that item for that particular person, so it hits the sweet spot where he actually goes like, oh, this is super cheap, like maybe this, I'll buy this. Because it doesn't matter what are you gonna end up like paying for it, as long as you pay something, because you actually don't get anything in return. Like how League does it, like from time to time they have like this thing where it gives you like 5 cards, and then you flip the cards and it gives you special deals only that apply to you. And because the game knows which characters you play, it knows that you probably want this skin, and because you haven't bought anything for a long time, maybe we'll give you like a nice discount on it.
They do
So
this
you end
already
up
in
buying
mobile
those
games.
Yeah,
They literally do
that's
this.
like brilliant.
There's tons of videos on YouTube where you can see how to manipulate best your audience. I don't recommend watching those videos though. We're wrapping up.
That is so illegal.
It's not illegal when you're doing it voluntarily.
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap up. We're over time at this point. Joe has one thing to say though, so go ahead, Joe.
The game that I was playing lately is Final Fantasy VII, and I beat it last week. So Tom Sully and I had a special episode discussing everything, all the plot points, everything we thought was happening with the craziness. We had an episode on Saturday that was about 3 hours long, and I think it's a really good one. So if you want to know what we thought about probably one of the biggest, well, definitely one of the biggest games of the year, pop on over to the old YouTube channel. Take a look-see.
Indeed, it was a good episode. Bunch of speculation and stuff.
Craziness for sure.
Yes.
Spoilers.
Yeah, there's massive spoilers on that episode. Like, I can't understate that. I can't overstate
The
it either.
episode is one giant spoiler.
Yes. Yes, it is. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a new episode. Maybe Sony announced 38 games. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll probably discuss it if that happened. Anyways, smile and wave. Bye.